Welcome back to the At Home with Roby show. I'm Trent Haston, along with my guest host, David McGuire, from the Roby family of companies. Visit us today at andrewroby.com or find us on the WBT.com homepage. David, before the break, we were talking about all things Charlotte. We were talking about some controversy with the toll road. We have our opinions that are probably uneducated on that. And we were talking about some current events, sporting Clemson, Panthers, fun stuff. But now we're joined by, my dad used to, women that he was real fond of, he called boss lady. We're joined with Charlotte's very own boss lady, Jenn Snyder, who her primary namesake is she's the executive director of the Hood Hargett Breakfast Club here in Charlotte, and been a friend of the Roby families for going on a decade now. Hey, Jenn, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me with you.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Well,
I got to say something here. I know we're on talk radio, but being that you have a show, Trent, I thought for sure we were going to tee this up with some Eric Church music.
Well, I think Eric is the first interlude to the show every Sunday.
Oh, okay.
If you listen to the show.
Well, see, that's my
Jenn,
fault. I hadn't listened.
But Eric is the first interlude. You know, I got an Eric Church fix this week. Watching ESPN, a lot of my buddies went to the game down in Arizona, the Clemson-Alabama game we were talking about earlier, and it's pretty cool. I mean, I think that's a pretty hip thing to be as the opening headliner for the college championship football game.
Oh, absolutely. I think you kind of have a man crush on him, don't you?
Yeah, well, we had a little falling out, but I'll leave that for the tabloids.
Don't go look in his office.
Well, Jenn, this is a show. We do our shows. We like to have our clients on our shows. We like to talk about our businesses. And I always say when people say they like the show, did you learn something? Was it fun? Did you laugh? But I like to tell business stories and teach life stories with our guests and our friends through business stories, and that's how you learn and have fun. We also love charity, so you cover both of these arenas. You're a very prominent businesswoman. You've been very successful. You've been a partner of the Roby family with the Hood Hargett Breakfast Club for years, and you're also very charitable, and you, as I like to say, you're very good at polishing your diamond and utilizing your resources and your assets to do good for the community and do good for other people.
Well, thank you, Trent. I appreciate that. You know, I feel so blessed that I do have a career where I get to marry both business and charity together. I feel like we have such a great opportunity every day with Hood Hargett Breakfast Club to make an impact in our community and making sure that we are teaming up with charities that are really in need, are great partners, and I think that is probably the thing I'm most proud of with the Breakfast Club.
Well, why don't you give us a brief 1 minute backdrop on what Hood Hargett Breakfast Club is, what it is to Charlotte, and then speak about a couple. I know you have cool, prominent guests come talk. We were talking about some of our favorites.
Sure. Well, I think we've really positioned Breakfast Club as the premier networking group in the city. Our businesses are all industry exclusive. We typically do 3 to 4 different events each month, and I think the thing that people love to come to the most are our breakfast events where we actually bring the national speakers in. And being that it is a Panther playoff Sunday, and we just hosted the biggest Panther pep rally in the city this past Friday morning with Jeff Saturday, I thought we'd maybe talk a little bit about some of the football-related speakers that we've had. So definitely at the top of that would be Mike Tirico with Monday Night Football. He was absolutely fantastic, has become a great friend of Breakfast Club, has come back several times for us over the years and done stuff when he's in town for a Monday night game or a playoff game. I would say Merrill Hodge was personally probably one of my favorites. Knowing what he went through with cancer while he was playing after his career, and how he's so motivational to everyone that walks into his life. Didn't you love Merrill? I loved him.
Yeah, you asked me who my favorites were. I enjoyed, not politically, this is well before the presidential run, I enjoyed Ben Carson. I thought he was intriguing. His first I'd ever heard of Ben Carson was about 5 years ago at a Breakfast Club event. But my favorite ever was Merrill Hodge. I love his style. I love hearing the stories about when he played back in Pittsburgh.
It kills me being from Cleveland to say he's one of my favorites, but
I mean, he was the underdog, right? He
Totally.
is who Trent Hastings thinks he is, right? He put motivational things on his wall. I think I'm about 5 pounds lighter than Merrill.
Yeah.
And I got about
least.
four less hair follicles, But Merrill wrote this book, and I got an autographed copy, and I immediately, I think I read it within like 2 weeks. It's called Find a Way.
Yes.
And it talks about him having cancer and his whole life and finding a way and his motivation. Walter Payton was his hero.
Absolutely. What I loved in his book, too, and he talks about it in his speech, is while he was going through chemo, he would literally go from the hospital straight to the gym and make sure that he was always getting his workout in. He never, ever missed.
Yeah, and Christmas Eve when I was throwing up, I couldn't even get off the floor. My back hurt so bad. So I'm definitely Merrill Hodge.
Well, maybe you need to open the book up again.
But I had my father and mother, when my dad was sick with cancer, I had my father and mother read that book, and my mom really enjoyed it. So thank you, Merrill. You gave my family something to help us get through a very trying time, and it was really cool.
Well, I think in the next segment we're going to talk about something we've got coming up, but we will have Merrill with us next month, so you'll get a chance to see him yourself and tell him.
So what? I love the kid aspect, the children aspect. I mean, Hood Hargett is very ingrained in Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools.
Yes.
Very ingrained with the municipality, the police department, the fire department, the leaders in the community, the people that protect us and where we live, and also the veterans and the military.
Wounded warriors, right?
Absolutely. I think one of the things that is really a staple in everything that we do is our Liz Murray Scholarship Fund. I mean, to date, we've given over $300,000 in scholarships to students within Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools. Every Friday at one of our breakfast events, we honor and recognize a student athlete. They get the opportunity that morning to sit with our speaker. They get a lot of one-on-one time with that person. It's just a great experience for the kids. And, of course, we always tie public safety into everything that we're doing.
So you're on the show with Trent Hastings and David McGuire, your two favorite Harding
My two
Ram
favorites.
alumnus. And Liz Murray, if you don't know, the Roby family is full of Harding Ram alumnus. We joined together to make the Roby family a company.
I think that's a prereq. Like when you fill out your resume, that's where you have to
we
go
like
to high
Tar
school
Heels
to work
too.
with you.
But
We
got some Wolfpack and some Tigers. But Liz Murray was a Harding alumnus, correct?
Actually, that is Jim Nance's mom, Doris.
Oh,
Doris Nance, which is another. See, no, Trent, you just it gets all jumbled because we have so many scholarships that we do. But that one is for Jim Nance's mom, Doris Nance, who did go to Harding, and we actually put $50,000 into scholarships for students at Harding. When Jim Nance was involved with us for 7 years. So that was a great relationship.
Got it. So that was for Harding students.
Yes. Liz Murray is actually from New York City, and her story is homeless to Harvard. And she actually won the New York Times scholarship as a homeless student living on the subway system in New York and got a scholarship to Harvard.
And you say every month one is awarded to a Charlotte-Mecklenburg athlete.
Yes.
High school.
Student athlete.
Athlete for grades and for excelling in sports.
And absolutely their community involvement. It's those three criteria.
And then at the end of the year, one of those
we bring
gets
them
a
all
big
back in
scholarship.
May, correct?
Yep, all the kids stand up there and look handsome, and their parents get to come.
Yes, I love that. We always recognize their parents. It's fantastic to do that.
That is wonderful. Okay, stay tuned if you're joining us now. We're here with Jenn Snyder. We got something big. We got, in my opinion, it's the pinnacle of Jenn Snyder Hood Hargett Breakfast Club and what it stands for in the community in Charlotte. We have a big event coming up. We're going to talk about when we return. Jenn, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
You're at home with Roby. We'll be back. Thanks.